So this is Anjahlia giving the automatic writing lesson at the Soul Retreat number 3, Lion's Gate. And prepare your journals and have a pen. And we're going to do a lot of writing. But what I'm going to do first, and in your packet you have this meditation and also a prompt sheet that I made up for you in your packet that's folded over. The piece that they're like just folded over pieces of, yeah, like that, like Bob has. And so you might want to get out the prompt sheet. It says prompts for automatic channeled writing class. And there's also the meditation I'm going to do that you can look at it on your at home and redo when you go home, because part of our hope is that you're going to find these tools that you want to reuse later when you're on your own and you've been ignited and activated by these meditations and tools and frequencies. And so I'm going to first do it in a different way than usual. I'm going to give you a 2-minute meditation that it's an adaptation from Deepok Chopra. And it really ties into the work that I'll also do tonight when I'm going to be working with our creation flame. And I always start all my privates and my journeys, if I can, with your I am, Christed I am threefold flame. And for me, this works tremendously because as we start asking that question, who am I, and work with your flame, you begin to recognize yourself in ways you hadn't thought. And the flame gives you, it really gives the ego, oh, I don't have to keep trying to hold on to these ways that I've learned to protect myself and keep myself prisoned or barricaded or in the castle or, anywhere that I've been developing these protection systems. They get a rest, they can have a vacation, and they can just allow the sense of my presence from your I am flame has been here from the very beginning of the birth of your soul, and it's eternal. So, and I don't want to tell you everything exactly right now because the flame is a whole meditation we'll do. But when you find out that you are already awakened in a part of you that you haven't found, the ego can go, okay, my work is done. Let's just find that. And it goes like, oh, here's all my good stuff. And we start just peeling away the things that are ready to leave you because you are more and more available to your higher self, your divine presence, your connection to the heavens, your connection to the earth, and receiving everything that's here for you. So it's a constant kind of reigniting yourself, rebirthing yourself, really. So we never have to feel like, oh, I worked so hard, or I'm not finished, or I haven't done enough, because we're always in that fluctuation of finding who we are. And that's what the Who Am I meditation is. All right, so are we ready? So take a deep breath in, just feeling your sense of your body. You can put your feet on the ground or just feel your root, your tailbone and your perineum on the ground. So allowing yourself to cozy in, find that deeper support that's here at all times, like we connected to last night with that mother holding us in a caressing bed or womb or nest or cocoon. And just give your eyes the permission to close as you observe your breath. And watch without manipulating your breath is beginning to lead you into a spontaneous calming down state. And we can just honor the breath that is with you in every moment as this divine gift that you can call upon and relate to and find support from. So let's ask you to bring your breath to your heart. Let's do a really deep breath where you go as far out as you can, gently, and breathe in as far as you can, gently, signaling to all the atoms and the cells in your body to be aware. Good job. Now as you settle into your heart, let us ask yourself this question: who am I? Not looking for an answer, and allowing any sensations, images, feelings, or thoughts to come to you spontaneously. And now ask, what do I want? Allowing any sensations, images, feelings, or thoughts to arise spontaneously. And now, let us ask, what is my deepest desire? Not looking for an answer, allowing any sensations, images, feelings, or thoughts to come to you spontaneously. And now let us ask, what is my purpose? Allowing any sensations, images, feelings, or thoughts to come to you spontaneously. Now, open the door to abundance consciousness by asking yourself, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Go back to breathing and observe it. Rest in being, in existence without interpretation. being, rest, being, awareness, and joy. This is our true nature. Surrender to receiving this innate state of your true nature. Your true essence. Let the love in. Receive. Your true nature. Your true essence. So be it. And it is so. Return to your breath again. Feel your body. Notice the surrender you achieved without trying. And allow yourself to galvanize with the effortlessness that is manifest within you in this now moment. Satnam, truth identified. So when you're ready, give yourself thanks for where you went, what you became, how you held yourself in your true essence. And let's ask it to continue with us as our guide, as our friend. So you can keep this state, because I'm going to do in our prompts, we're going to be asking the same questions once I do the quick automatic writing lesson, which with this state, we don't really need a lot of help. So I'm just going to, and if you feel like it, like Pam is writing things, like if you got information you'd like to jot down, I can give you that time. And then just look up once you're finished with what you needed to jot down. Okay. So automatic writing, really what we're doing is helping you get into this no brain state. And the more you find security and comfort in the no brain state, you're going to start to appreciate it in yourself more and more, because it doesn't hold the constraints of this kind of brittle three-dimensional world that is dualistic and is polarized, because we enter into a higher realm, and that is the key to our ascension plan also. So what we're going to do is, this is what I found. I used to be I was constantly in pain, and I was just constantly journaling, seeking self-help books and, like trying to find the answers. And because I journaled so much, I started answering my own questions just automatically. This was before I was doing anything except for maybe I started a meditation class, where it kind of like, now that I look back, everything was started to bloom as soon as I started searching. As soon as I put my intention to search, things started blooming and showing up. So I would just automatically get channeled answers because I had that facility, and I was allowing it the time to speak to me, because I'm an artist and I'm already kind of go into those mysterious realms. And being a seer, I was often seeing things I couldn't even explain, even as a child. So it's like allowing yourself a sense of being outside your own box, so that you don't have to keep holding on to those frayed fragments of your 3D self that you're really ready to let go of. So it really is just giving you the permission to get the answers from yourself and from within and from your guides. So we're just going to allow ourselves to call in our intentions to come into oneness with permission from our guides and our counsel. And you can call it anything you want. You can call it your dragon. You can call it your higher self. You can call it your ascended master self, your king, your queen. Anything that you feel connected to that day, because this is an ongoing project, you can call in and invoke that assistance. Or like guide is often great, because it can be any kind of a guide, or counsel. Like we have a council of like many beings that are around us working, but it's often easier just to begin even with your own higher self, because the more we count on ourselves, that's that sovereign thing we keep talking about. That's that part where you're your best friend, you're your best counsel. And like Rumi always talks about the beloved. Like we want to step into, we're the best friend, we're the beloved, and our higher selves and our divine presence are part of our inner family. So take a second and just think about who you want to call in and invoke in your session today. And what we're going to do is take a deep breath and put your book in front of you, or you might want to find this sheet that says prompts for automatic writing. And again, I give a lot of leeway. You don't have to follow my rules. You can do your own thing. You can do a drawing, Bob. You can do a drawing instead of answering. I want to give you license to be yourselves and to prove yourself like a creative being.
Do you next one of those?
Huh?
Do you next one of those prompts?
Yeah, you can have one. I got lots. I just only gave them out to who was sitting here. Nixon, did you get one?
Meow.
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 You want the meditation too? I'll give you one. I made one for you.
Thank you.
Okay. So it's kind of a simple process. But it's one of these things that when you get led through it, you can start giving yourself the excuse to do it and to get that practice of trusting. It's really a sense of who can you trust if you can't trust yourself. So we want to really give that the opportunity to keep moving through us. And again, we're starting with the heart and the flame that's your I am flame in the center of your heart. And this is a multidimensional monad, which is kind of like a Merkaba, and a Merkaba is like a ship of light, but it's a sacred geometry. So you can, in a way, choose a heart. You can choose a heart temple. You can choose a Merkaba, which is like a Metatronic geometric shape of your heart. Anything that relates to you, but go into your heart, into that I am flame. And tonight I'll teach the I am flame meditation, but you can just see yourself as a glowing flame of creation. That's your creative abilities and your creative talents there. And so when you're doing automatic writing, what you want to do is first come into a more meditative state where you're in an altered state, it's called, and giving yourself permission to have the time and the space to do this. And you want to go inward, close your eyes, go into your heart, close your eyes, and find that center in your heart that's your flame, that's your identity. And it has your purpose, your mission in it, and it has all the codes that you came here to bring forth. Everything you want to know is inside that flame. And as you breathe into it, you're going to allow the information to flow from your guides or from your heart, from your soul, through your body, through your heart to your arms. And I'm going to have you breathe into whichever arm you write with, your right or your left, and you let that fluent current of the answers to your questions just move out through your hand, like I use my right hand, and we're going to ask the questions. And I have a lot of questions, so we could be here all day, no food. But I also want to give you permission to write your own question, but we'll see how it goes. And again, we're going to use the same premises from the meditation where you're not to have an expectation, you're not to have anything that you need to have happen. You don't want to edit at all. You don't want to think about it. You want to just allow this expression, this essence, to move through and out of you into your hand. And I actually channel type now. You can eventually advance channel typing, because it's the same thing. But you find your body in that state of altered awareness and start. I use a cue. I put a cue and then I ask my question, and I'm going to begin with, who am I? That's your question. And again, you don't have to think with your mind. You're thinking with your heart. You're thinking with this arm. You're thinking with your gut, with your intuitive, trusting nature. And you let that kind of brew inside your sacrum. And it flows back up from your sacrum into your heart and out through your shoulder and into your pin. And then you put an A and write your answer. Again, with no expectations for the outcome. Don't reread it. Don't judge it. Just allow. So go ahead.
I'm gonna steal this pen right now. The pen doesn't work, it's weird.
Who am I? And it's a vast question, so don't expect perfection. Expect creation. Buh. Just look up when you're finished with what you need, so I'll know to go on the next one. And this question always evolves. As you evolve, the question evolves. Sue, are you ready?
Yeah, I can explain something very bad that happened to my son.
Oh dear. Let's send our heart beams to him. Okay, so we want to put Sue and her son in a bubble of love and appreciation and honoring and divine assistance. And so let's continue and ask the next question. Again, coming into your heart. Surrendering to the flow that you are and you're part of. And ask, what do I want? And put a little A after that. And let the flow of that answer not come from your mind. It can have a little vacation. It can go on retreat. And you can settle into that great mystery that you've been craving and asking for. Good job. And the train becomes part of our lion courage, motivating us to move through any obstacle or delusion or illusion. Seems like I have a cigar. And again, if any visions or images come, or colors, or you start noticing what your senses are that you are using, you can add them into the flavor of your response. And just look up when you're finished. Great, thank you. So again, go back in your heart, go back in your dreams, surrender to the train. It wants the best for you. I surprised myself. So our next question is, what is my deepest desire? And put a little A and answer. So then when you do read it back, not right away, you go, oh, this was the question. This was my answer. Wow. I am so profound. And boy, my creative juices are flowing. Little did I know how easy it is to be creative and in the flow. Show. Yeah, yeah, yo. Good job. So just look up when you're finished. We understand. Okay. Sorry. Let's go back to our breath and to our heart. And let that heart talk through the arm. What is my purpose? Let's put a little A, and then when that comes out, sometimes, I didn't mention this, I should have, but I write, the answer to my question is blah, blah, blah. And that I need that little helping start. The answer to my question is, and then I just wait until it starts to come in my either thoughts or my arm, or just it's like a sense that comes through, a few words. What is the answer to my question? What is my purpose? And all these questions were the same ones we used in the 2-minute contemplation. Just allowing yourself to sit in that unknown space, the spaciousness of the unknown, the mystery of the field of knowing. Sitting in the mystery of the field of knowing. Anchoring your who am I, they say. Just give me an eye sign when you're ready. Thank you. So take another deep breath in. Come back into the breath and the heart. Into that knowingness of that multidimensional cavern that's your heart. That has all the answers, that we have all the answers from our monad, from our I am. And just ask, what am I grateful for? And a little A underneath of it. completion. Just give me an eye look. Pam, are you good? Okay, great. Great. So let's go into our breath again, becoming aware of that emptiness and that openness and to that knowingness. And ask yourself that question for your automatic writing. What am I to know? What am I to know from this great infinite wealth that lives inside of me? My co-creatorship, my flame, my flame of creation, my flame of oneness, my threefold Christed awakened self. What am I to know? So we can do your own free question, or you can go back in and answer again, who am I? And then see who you've become since we began the very beginning. Lots of burps for us. And who you've surrendered, who you let go of, and who there's more room to become in. So there's a lot of fountain energy, which is to me where we want to be, receiving and giving, honoring, excelling. And that word excelling is amazing to think of, because it's not perfectionism, it's excelling. And that is in accordance with, like, providence, divine law, with the universal laws. Good, so take a little time extra if you'd like to ask any questions you can come up with, or if you want to do a little sketch or drawing, or if you're ready to have a little discussion. And I'd love to hear if somebody wants to share something that came through for them. Or if you have any questions, or how that was.
What do you suggest if, like, a lot of the questions, the answer comes very easily, and then there's a question that no answer?
I love it.
Do you ask it again? Do you wait?
The,
Do you have a
the answer was no
suggestion for
answer?
that? There was just no answer. It didn't say no answer. There
Okay.
was just no answer. So
Or incomplete.
Nothing.
Or incomplete. I incomplete.
yeah.
I got to the point that was
You were
Well-
complete, did you say, or incomplete?
incomplete.
Okay, so explain that a little bit more, but maybe I need to understand more first, Nixon, then I want you to help me understand, okay? Because there's something more we need to
I'm sorry, I
investigate.
didn't mean to.
So that's okay.
No, no, I
About
just-
5 questions. I was just like, it just poured out the writing, and the answer
Okay,
was just easy. And then when I asked, "What am I to know?"
oh, okay,
Silence.
okay, now I understand, because I didn't,
That was my incomplete one.
okay, that's great,
Silence.
so interesting, because I felt this, it was like a flatness in the
Silence.
field. There was a difference. I feel like, let me tune into that, because it was the, what am I to know one?
That was for me
Yeah.
too.
Okay, yeah, because it was a
Yeah.
flatness. Do you have the same thing?
Mine just said see above, the rest of my answers, yeah.
Your answer was,
Meaning that how I
Did you
answered
say
that
C of
question
O?
was,
No.
see my answer from the one above.
okay,
So I
let
was
me,
like, yeah.
let me tune in. I feel like you were full. You had enough. You know, it wasn't a bad thing, it wasn't a good thing. It was just like all the other ones were enough. It's huge. I mean, this is like took Deepok Chopra's questions and then like ask you them, you know? It's like we went huge places. So I think the what am I to know is maybe a whole other story. Because we went into like these infinite places and we're resourcing and harvesting, and I don't know what see, this is when I start interpreting through my hands. I just like to share how I do this because it's so kooky. It helps people like, oh, I do that kind of kooky thing too. But I think it's because you were complete. You were satisfied from a deep place and you didn't need to go there.
Yeah, my answer was all as well.
Excellent, right? Because that's what what my energy field was telling me from my kinesthetic ability was we were in this like a fountain flow state, which for me is where we want to be, which also connects to that, like, look, I'm doing two. It's a Taurus for sure, and I actually have little tools. I want to teach that because the Taurus is a donut. Tonight I'll get my little images to show you guys because I said certain things that these little metal images will help you understand what a Merkaba is and that kind of thing.
Like an inner tube is a good.
It's like an inner tube, a donut.
Yeah, donut.
But the fountain is even a little different than that because it was like rises and falls and it's never ending, and so it's always this receiving the water and giving the water, and it's a little different than the Taurus, which is more like, I always feel like it's more like the donut like this, where it goes more broad kind of expansiveness. We got that earlier, and I didn't want to say Taurus because I've had people go like, "What is?"
Torrid or Taurus? I thought it was torrid.
No, it's Taurus. Torrid is a negative kind of angst type of a emotion. A torrid,
It's like
a torrid affair.
Huh?
A torrid affair.
Oh,
Right?
torrid, yeah.
Toroidal. Toroidal. Say it after me. Toroidal.
Toroidal.
There you go. It's not easy to say. Your ass has to go, okay, then we're ready to, would anyone like to share or bring up anything? Any questions?
Incomplete, because I had, what am I to know? When have I found it?
God asked you another question.
Yeah, when I found it. Well,
Okay,
we need
so
to know
the first question was what?
The question was, what am I to know when I have found it? When I have found it.
Boom. Okay, well, you did a good job of answering that nebulous question because it's a nebulous answer, right? And who's going to know,
That's
right? No, talk to me. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Who's going to know?
Yeah.
Who?
Me?
Yeah. But you'll know. It's like this conundrum.
Yeah, your guides are being kind of cheeky.
They're being profound.
Wow,
It's
look
like you're gonna know when you know. Have you ever had that, like, I know?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Kelly was saying, she channels from a knowingness. When we open into that knowingness, like she says these very strong things sometimes, that's like her knowingness, and it's her on her Aries male side, and she can boom it in.
Okay.
So I think you were getting the answer, but it was a profound answer back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you have to pat yourself. I'm much more profound than I realized.
Put a star by that.
And so which one was incomplete? Because that's another
Well,
fascinating.
That's how I thought of it as.
Because it wasn't a statement, it was another question.
Well,
Yeah.
see, that's your judgment, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, somewhere recently, I said something about, what was the word? Not perfectionism. What was the word that I channeled? It was a word that, exquisite or something. We'll have to look at the tape. But it was a word close to perfection, but it was like your essence's ability to emanate the answer. So I feel like, when you don't judge, you can let those answers come up. But right now you're still in the judgy state, right? You have to give yourself a break. You know, we're all judgy. We kind of get like stuck in that judgy, like Kelly was saying, our brain synapses, they get grooves in from trauma. Like, okay, I have to go back to this. Like, there's a lot of different places where we play it safe by having sabotage or you know, going behind ourselves, or like, there's a real sneaky one that I found I've done is that I'll, you know, badmouth myself first so that I don't hear it from somebody else or my mother. So I do this like crafty thing of having some source of control.
Yeah.
Like I can control my unhappiness instead of them, you know, which again, is like great to think about. Can you share your drawing? Because I don't want to have a dialogue that's only personal with you, and it's so cool because these things are coming up for a good
What's the
reason.
drawing for today?
This morning,
This morning, what?
Before anything.
from yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
before yes,
Yeah.
oh, really?
Right.
Oh my goodness, I wanna see, can I see? So when you were like sitting by the water
Mhm.
this morning?
This morning, yeah.
There's eyeballs all
There's
over it.
eyeballs all over it.
Oh,
Oh, did
and-
I bring
and-
the card?
So
Oh, I love it.
isn't it
I-
great?
It's like it's a flow of consciousness.
The eyeballs.
Do you see it now?
Well, and
Okay.
what was so interesting,
The eyeballs.
oh my God, that's so great.
Similar, it's similar.
And then you were out of the room, but I found, my card has an eyeball up here, and so I wanted to show it to,
Eyeballs are
Bob.
portals.
eyeballs are what?
Portals.
Portals, sure.
Ah.
So when Bob was telling me about it, I said, well, okay, talk about it, and he goes, oh, all these eyes looking at us, or, you know, and I go, oh, you know, let's look into that. Like, is it really,
What's the angel with all the eyes? Seraphim? You know what I'm talking about? There's an angel that's just all eyes.
I don't know,
I have to look it up.
Seraphine, you
Yeah,
mean?
I think it's a seraphim.
Is that also a lion or something?
No, a seraphine is a very high angelic being.
It's all
Lions,
eyes. It's like an eye with all eyes.
Seers have a lot of eyes. My teacher Koala, our teacher Koala, she's I don't even know what she says. I'm a master seer, but she's like a super master seer. And she had, it's a long story, but she had me do a lot of channeling with her, assisting me. And she goes, look at me. How many eyes do you see? And it was like the whole body was filled with eyes. It was spooky, actually. And I had like a lot of eyes, but nothing near her eyes. But anyway,
That's so cool.
the eyes in when we were speaking about with Bob, he had that kind of like self-rejecting reaction to the eyes are like looking at that authority outside at him. And I said, I worked all winter on this, you know, the outside look, we need that approval, and then we'll go to do all kinds of means of being away from who we are to like make sure we don't feel that eyes on us, right? We'll, you know, hide or barricade or all the different protective guardians. So that's what, and then whatever I said to you at the time, we kind of swooshed it into this more like you're looking with yourself and for yourself out at the world, right? And that's like the medicine, like that you're safe, you're held and contained, and you can see everything. And you can see everything as God, as divine. That was the thing. It's like, because it's such a shift in your consciousness when instead of you being inspected or, you know, criticized, instead you're seeing everything without any judgment, without any criticism, with this sense of that childlike wonder is what I'm getting. So I think that your medicine would be to let that childlike wonder start wandering through you. I love that wonder word. Wonder world. We're going to create a wonder world here.
We should make a collage out of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, he can do so many. He's going to be nuts. He's going to stay in there the rest of the...
You're lost in there.
He's going to get lost in there. Excellent. In the wonder world.
Where's Bob?
He's gone with our other two. Let's take a moment before we share, because I'd love you to share, and send our heart beams to Sue and to Dylan, and just share everything that we're sharing here, all the wisdom and the learning, and it's just automatically going to them, because they need our help.
Yeah.
And then we're so good with time, it's 12:15, we got 15 minutes of sharing. I'd love to hear from anybody who has something they'd like to share. And you don't have to, of course, but it's always kind of fascinating and part of the mix and the meld and the weaving and the warps and the wefts of the fabric that we're creating together. Oh, good, thank you.
Well, so before you started going into each question individually, I was reading through, I think it was on our break before that. So I was reading through these questions, and it was after your meditation. I was in kind of a state of like, I don't know, I was in a place, someplace where I was inside, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And like the answers just flowed out. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't even have to think. I just read this and wrote it down, wrote it down, wrote it down. Literally within 5 minutes, I had them all answered. And I think, like you said earlier, I just felt it.
Yeah.
I didn't have to think about it. Who am I? Boom. What's my purpose? Boom. Where I want to be? Boom. It just came. You know, right or wrong, it's just what was happening inside of me. You know.
And how's that feel for you?
It was cool. It was cool because a week ago I couldn't have done this. 2 days ago I couldn't have done this, but I did it today.
And look at that, you did it before the meditation even.
Absolutely. Honestly, it just flowed right out. And I didn't write on here because I want to take this home with me, and I want to continue to do this
You'll
as
do
an
it over and
exercise for
over.
myself.
Is this a questions from Deepok, or these are your questions?
Well, it's the same ones he asked, but then I added a little bit
Okay,
more.
Cool.
Yeah, so I want to take this home and then periodically do this exercise
Yeah, we gotta
for
make sure
myself.
Dylan gets one.
And maybe do it with
I have-
other people.
he
I'd like
has it
to
right there.
do it with my
He has it in
son.
his bag.
You know,
Yeah.
who thinks he knows everything, but let put it in front of him. and see-
Absolutely, and
But,
I meant to do a little Zoom recording
I
that you
know,
can
yeah.
have, so I'll do that as part of our post session, so you can share it with your son or use it yourself and listen
Yeah.
to, you know, without having to like read
I
it.
forgot to do the Zoom.
I'm recording,
I try to, okay, that's good, at least you recorded.
yeah.
Technology, we need an IT guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Well,
He's retired.
I'm
Okay.
retired.
Actually, my, the tenant that moved into my little apartment there, who's never here, is an IT guy, 23, very
okay,
young.
Yeah.
we're not finished.
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to give you an opportunity. Would you like to share one of your pieces of wisdom? Because you did everything great already. You get a, you know,
I
top of the
think-
class.
No, I think,
Even though you broke rules, look at that. You broke rules
I did.
and you kind of had it happening like early.
I don't consider, again, being it first time here,
That's what I mean.
I get the, in my mind, the purpose here is to find out, to discover, to grow, to learn. So whether I follow the road,
The rules.
or
or
my
even-
road takes me in another place, as long as I end up in the right place at the end.
And
is a
that's
good
very
thing.
creative. See, that's
know?
really creative thinking. And that's what, like, a lot of times, creative people in
I've
your
never-
family are the black sheep. They're the ones that nobody trusts. They're the
Yeah.
ones that people, they think are weird, you know,
That's me.
but they're sticking out of the box and they're kind of going from that creative will. And I think you were showing up for yourself going like, I am hungry, I am ready, I'm already in the field, which is shocking, right? You're already in the field premature to the meditation. Like, you know, time, there's no time, right? There's no space, there's no dimension, and we're just thought forms and belief systems. So you somehow circumvented that you even needed to hear the meditation, and you're a first-time retreater, and you got your answers.
Yeah.
Well, no, Carrie's meditation put me in a state that, I think your meditation was terrific, and put me in a state that when I saw these questions, it just
Excellent. Well, that's beautiful then. Yeah, that shows that we're weaving all creation energies
Yes.
together
Yeah.
too.
And also, I just wanna say, like, now you actually know how to get back there anytime.
Yeah, and that's possible.
Yeah.
And your
Hopefully.
energy feels
Yeah.
very,
And there's your
you know,
hope.
there's a
There's your
lightness
hope.
in your
That's
face.
my hope,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's a lightness in your face right now. There's like,
Yeah.
like,
Is there?
yeah.
You feel-
There's a softness.
10 years younger?
You feel-
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
secret?
It's like you feel relieved, like, okay, all right, you know, my first time, I don't have to pressure myself anymore.
You know what it is, honestly, for me? I mean, I keep everything, I've never been a follower, and I'm not saying I'm a leader, but I always kind of look
Outcast.
for my own way of doing
Outcast,
things.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
never been like, I don't high five people.
That's what
don't
I
do
was
that
getting,
kind of
but I
stupid
didn't wanna
stuff.
bring that up, but
You know
I was
what I mean?
getting that you went with before the thing because of that, you know? It was like,
Yeah.
you're an outlier.
Absolutely, I'm the black
And a
sheep.
wrangler.
My family thinks I'm like off the charts, but
Okay,
anyway,
you told,
um,
see,
You're in good company.
I didn't know that, and I was just like, you
Yeah.
know, funny, laughingly channeling it. But so that's awesome, and I guess, and again, like, let everyone share this somehow, this weave and the web of wisdom, not only inside of you but outside of you. And it's great to start relying on that and trusting it, because look what's happening. We're setting up synchronicities and events, and that's when you can start seeing, okay, it's happening, and I'm part of it, and it's beneficial for me.
But the beneficial thing for me that I'm getting out of this is that I always keep it all in here.
Locked up is what I heard.
Right, I keep it right inside, and it eats me alive. You know, I let
Absolutely.
it get to me. But over the yesterday and today, like, I never ever in a gazillion years thought I would have said what I said last night.
Right.
And I was this close to getting in my car and driving home after this. That's what I
Yes.
I'm
said.
so grateful you're sharing this, because you said something to me that I wanted to go further with you, but you know, the timing didn't, so it's a perfect timing because you bring it up again. But you said to me this morning, maybe, you'll never break into me, right?
So-
Like,
I said you can't read me.
you can't read me, right? Remember you said that?
Right.
And I forget what I said back, but I want to revisit that, because I want you to feel, when you just said I keep things held in, I heard locked up, right?
Mhm.
And it eats you up, right? So I want you to hear, you know, feel that feeling of keeping things locked in, you can't read me, and that little bit of like protective ego,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And let that kind of breathe, take a couple breaths, and let it be honored and okay, because it's been trying to, think about what has it been trying to do? What's the gain? How is it helping you that you didn't realize in your consciousness? Because it's unconscious. So think
Yeah.
about that. See if you can come up
No,
with
you know what it is. The way I was raised. So I was raised in the old school time where men don't show emotion. My father,
Except for rage.
Yeah. You don't show emotion. You
I
know,
would
you're
attend that.
supposed to be tough. Because I suffer from depression and anxiety from the age of as far back as I can remember. And I remember going to my parents and saying something, and my father would say, "Toughen up. What's the matter with you?"
Oh,
You
no,
know?
ouch.
Well, that was, you know,
The little bit of
that's
it.
how it was. It's, you know, mental health back in the 1970s and 60s was nothing to, you know, there was nothing about it. And I remember distinctly one day, and I'm sorry to take this off track if I am, but I remember, I'm 65, I was probably 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, I was diagnosed as clinically depressed, right? And it was I had really hit rock bottom in my life through certain events, and I was really fighting to get back on track. And I got my mother and my father together, who they were separated and stuff. And I got them together and I sat them down and I told them, I said, I want you both to know that I have been diagnosed as this, and I'm taking medication and I'm in therapy, and it explains to you why I isolate myself, why I have not followed the same path that my sisters have and everybody else in my family has. I've gone this way, right? And they never understood, and not one time did they ever follow up and say, how are you?
Let's do
And-
something,
and-
let's
and-
switch out of that and then go back into that locked up feeling.
Yeah,
Give yourself the now moment for
Right,
you,
right.
right? Because that's where you have left yourself. So we want to help you bring yourself back and love that spot. If you see if you can feel it in your body,
feel what?
that part of you that locked yourself up,
Oh, sure, yeah, it's how I live.
well, feel it, in your body. Like I feel it right in here.
Yeah.
It's in the thymus, which is the
And
relationship
this
chakra.
is the first example of myself unlocking,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, that's
between
just something
yesterday
to,
and
we
today.
want to honor that part that wanted to be
Yeah.
the guardian so that you can bring it into the consciousness and the super consciousness and choose not to keep those things like you did. You chose to reveal things
I
that,
tried one time to reveal on it and they were like, what's
So-
wrong with you, suck it up.
I think what Angel- Angel's
disrupts their roots
Yeah.
and their tree.
They just don't get
They
it. Go
couldn't
rub dirt on it,
be
you'll be
disrupted.
fine, you
So
know,
I-
it's like,
I think what Angel's trying to say to you is that part of you, that protective wall that you put around your heart, that you locked yourself in, and that you can readily go to, and that's your norm,
it's my safe place.
that's your safe place. She's saying to honor that for what it was trying to do at the beginning. It was a defensive mechanism for protection, and so she's saying and it was an unconscious for a long time, and then it became like we said, it became a mood, and then your personality. Honor what it was, what it did for you, the good and the bad, and have gratitude for it, and then shine the light to let it go, because it brought you to this place, it protected you to some extent, growing up in the family, but is that what you're saying? You
Yeah.
honor it, you have gratitude for what it did and what it was, and you let it go. With that, in that space of gratitude, the energy of gratitude is the most powerful energy of transformation. So you say, thank you for trying to save me in the way that you only know how. I know better now, and I choose something different now.
Yeah.
In
I
internal
understand.
family systems, as we do that with a part that's been that protector, we, instead of like letting it go, like as part of gratitude, it's like giving it a new job.
And
That's what I do,
You've been so
yeah.
good at that. You are so good at that. You did so good, walls or however you see them around this self, and then like ask it. You would probably be really good at this job. Like, would you like to have a new job that's more free for my experience of
Yeah.
exactly.
who I am or what I want?
Yeah, and you're loving it up, but do you need it any longer? Because now you're a grown-up. You're not dependent on the situations that were traumatic. But you have the opportunity to choose. Like you've gone through those gateways and those walls, right? And you can lovingly thank it, let it move on to have a more happy job.
And you know what, I have to say that, I really admire you for being here and being as raw and vulnerable and honest that you've been. And, as a group, we talked about the container. What you've brought to this container is such a courageous heart that you have really uplifted us all. Do you understand?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, you've helped
See,
me.
you don't, yeah.
And let those feelings
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
right now. Like
Yeah.
we want to support you letting those feelings and getting the Kleenex box, because that's like the badge of honor. Does anyone
Yeah.
see it?
So you really have really changed all our lives.
Does anyone see that?
Oh, right here.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want it like this.
So I wish that my husband was here and that he could be influenced by you.
Oh.
He would totally be, because he's open enough to hear from people that are kind of like him, and
Would he benefit from I love that we have so many men, we have actually more men in this
I know.
retreat.
I
than
am
women.
so in love with it. You
Me
men are
too.
here, with that urgency to create something new for yourself.
Yeah, I love that, how you said that, the urgency to create something new.
yeah.
Because we are the creators, right? So we want to empower ourselves, and even these shadow parts, we want to honor them and bless them, but do we need those shadow parts?
Yeah.
Or do we need that more room in there and clean that closet to open into our own creative resources that are God-given. All these talents and all the black sheep stuff, you were given,
You're special.
we're like special.
We're special. We're unique.
We're
We're special.
chipmunks. We're fairies.
So,
Can I ask something?
yeah.
Sure.
Like, so you're skipping over the part where Chuck said that he told his parents, and his parents never, not once, asked, "How are you?"
And that's very traumatic.
Very traumatic, and like what I'm getting is that it doesn't matter.
Right,
And I was hoping that you also kind of
That's
felt
right.
the same
Do
way.
you feel that?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
still to this day, well, both my parents have gone, but, you know,
They were capable.
it's very hard, like, I don't talk about it at all to
Well,
to
do you understand
people,
there's a thing called the law of reflection, that we're mirrors. So when you were courageous enough to approach them and tell them your journey and the suffering that you had experienced, and you're trying to find a way to be healed, when they saw that, you became a mirror to their own pain, to
Mm.
their own suffering.
Wow, never
Hugely.
thought of that.
And because of that, they were not prepared to
Yeah.
face that.
Wow,
Yeah.
So I'm
Yes.
just getting full like
Yes.
chills
Yes,
right now.
me too,
Me
chills.
too.
And
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
so because of that, it was easier for them to turn their back,
Yeah.
wow,
and you know what I mean.
that's deep, and you're right on the money.
Yeah, you were
Right
shaking
on.
the ground under the tree,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
So from that space, you can find forgiveness.
mhm.
Oh yeah, I never, you know, I never held it against them. I just thought they didn't get it.
Mhm.
But Kelly,
But it
you're right.
hurts. It hurts.
Well,
It
yeah,
still
of
hurts.
course
I'm
it
sure it
does.
still hurt at the time. You know.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Still tingling.
Beautiful. Who else would like to share? Anybody else have something they got going that they'd like to
Good.
share? Pam?
I think the most profound thing that I got was that I'm actually not here to help anybody else so much as I am here for myself.
The ground breaking, earthquakes.
Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
How's that feel? Free?
What a relief.
There you
It
go.
means I can play more and not worry about fulfilling
Like everybody,
anything.
even you look lighter. Everybody looks
I know.
lighter.
I can, yeah.
So we do need to send love to Dylan.
As he,
Didn't we already do that?
Again, though, I feel like I would love for you at some point to actually hand him the questions.
It's in his little bag.
I know, but I want you to hand them to him.
Okay.
And we'll talk to him a bit
Okay.
when you can.
Yeah. I tried earlier, but he wasn't able.
No.
Okay. But I want to see if Bob, would you like to share, or Nixa? We still have
Well, I was also just
12:33.
thinking
We're doing
how-
so good.
I hope Dylan comes to do the soul collage, because
He
sometimes,
will.
like, that's why art therapy, like in images, like words and words and words, like he maybe just image will
He will. He just had a
help
very
him, 'cause
broad
that's why
experience.
they use it with
in the
children,
meditation.
you know, so they
Well,
can speak.
Let's just finish up
Yeah.
this
Uh-huh.
sharing part, and then we can have open talk. How's that?
Okay.
Because I want to make sure we let everybody share if they want to. If they're not, then we can finish up.
I guess I just want to put this out there because it's confusing to me a bit.
Sure.
Who am I? Distrusting of me.
Distrusting of me.
Distrusting of me.
Who am I? Distrusting of me.
No,
I
that's
know
excellent.
Where I want to be, but
Yeah. No, that's so great to like kind of breach that. It's so shamanic. Go ahead.
well, it's frustrating to me
Sure.
because I know what I want. I just don't think I'm.
Okay, so feel it in your body and find out where
It's just coming out to me.
you're doing great. But I want you to go in your body and close your eyes and feel where is it activating somatically. It's called in your body. Like I can feel it, but it's great to start identifying these things because then it's not in our mind, right?
No, I know it's inside.
Perfect. That's exactly where I'm feeling it. So right at your solar plexus,
Yeah.
just let yourself feel that and I always love to, when I find an aspect or a fractured part or a reflective part or something that's unhappy, I like to bow and honor it. And it's really one of the most amazing things that this shamanic isn't what we think of, because it's really just the lay of the universal laws that when you kind of face your fears, then like face this statement, then it gives it space to be heard and listened to, and then this automatic kind of miraculous opening can happen. Like you went deeper, right? We guided you into a deeper spot, and then oh, there's a little more light, a little more air. I'm a little less constricted. I'm a little more able to gain, it's like gain super strength. How's that feel now?
I feel better letting, I feel a
Shaky?
little better letting it out, and I am, yeah.
Yeah, good, because when you feel shaky, that's when you've really hit a raw spot.
Yeah.
Could you read it one more time to us? Because here's Chuck came back.
Distrusting of me.
So tell him what the question was.
Oh, who am I?
So this is his response, and we're just helping him through. He just had a deep thing.
What was his response?
Who am I? Distrusting of me.
Distrusting of you?
Of me,
I'm the
myself.
one who
Yeah.
distrusts myself.
So we just went deeply into that and
That's
let it
interesting.
be honest. Let that honesty really circulate in the solar plexus, which is kind of how we feel ourselves and how we feel others and see ourselves and see others. So, just let yourself feel into that and into your own kind of automatic writing in your own being, and just see, is that the truth of me?
Yeah.
Distrusting of me. Is that the
I
truth?
don't want that, I don't want it, I don't want that.
Yeah, but you can even go like without having to, you can just go, is that my reality? Is that my, it might be my reality, but is that my truth?
Yeah, okay.
It might be a perceived reality.
Is it, yeah,
Yeah, it might be a
Yes.
misconception.
I
'Cause-
think that's how I perceive which I
and the first part of this is like coming out of the unconscious, right? So we don't have to push everything to the end result, but it comes out of the unconscious and goes into the this conscious, and then goes into super consciousness. Then you have a choice. Oh, I feel that same feeling of that judgment. And then you go like, do I really want that? Do I need that? Is that really my truth?
Right.
Right? And then you're free.
Exactly.
So
It's
you're
like,
you're untethering yourself to negative tethers, let's say.
And another beautiful analogy of what she said, for somebody that's an artist, you come from the shadow into the light. The unconscious is the shadow, the conscious is the light, and the super consciousness is the bright light, the extreme light, the God light.
See,
you know,
that's in
so-
that drawing, right down the middle, it's all shadows.
Yeah.
That's inside me.
And there's a place right in this chakra that's missing.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there,
Mhm.
right? You had these kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you just think, it's like, I think the reason why Dylan left is he felt very raw from the meditation, and had some revelations that he was trying to integrate. And in this kind of work that we do, I mean, our retreats, we dive deep. And I feel like, people that, I always say, like, the people that are hearing the calling to come to these is because on some unconscious level or even conscious level, they're ready to really go into the field of the stream of healing. And you're gonna feel raw, and you're gonna feel vulnerable. But those
And
emotions.
you feel shaky.
And shaky in your body. That's why she keeps saying, like, when you start to feel it in your mind, it's a really good practice to ask yourself, as part of this automatic writing, where am I feeling this in my body? Is it in my heart? Am I getting fluttered in my heart? Is my throat, like you were getting tight last night, like you were telling me? Is it in butterflies in the stomach? Identify where you're finding it in your body, and then breathe into it, and breathe into it. Breathe into it,
And that's why I call it like shamanic, because we're getting out of our head and giving honor to the different things that are showing up. Like, we have a body for a reason, right? It's this amazing, like, you know, if you look inside the body and the chakra system, it's like, whoa, it's so crazy how phenomenal we are. And we're actually God creator beings, that we've lost our way to our own God creator beingness. But we have that in us innately. So the more you kind of face those shadows and those fears, it gives way to this more trusting self, that's what you're looking for. And being the one that you can trust, being the one that you don't betray yourself, that you can trust, you, the best friend, the beloved, the sense of control we have, even though it seems like a world in chaos. This is a really essential in this kind of a time period, to have that sense of, I am who I am, and I am in the level of expanding into this greater purpose, my greater mission, my greater sense of self-esteem, and my permission to be luminous, they're saying. So it's so fascinating to watch who am I can lead, right? And
Who's got jasmine?
Jasmine.
As an oil of trust, like a plant ally that has a molecular kind of, like we have all these, you know, lines and that.
Did you bring any?
No, but the softening quality of that.
Yeah, and it's got that feminine sense too,
Yeah,
jasmine.
like flowers, men usually don't want to smell like that going out,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But roses and jasmine, maybe.
Do you know why you drew so many eyes on your artwork?
You're
Do
asking
you,
me?
yeah, I'm asking you, I mean, I feel like I know,
Well, I just feel like when I was doing it, I just felt like everything's looking, you know.
looking at you, everyone.
Everyone's looking at me, and I'm looking for something too, maybe, but everybody's looking at me for what.
Can I share what I got?
Sure.
Especially after you shared what you wrote, is that you, with one eye, you see yourself and you see that you're whole and you're perfect, and you don't trust it, and so you keep trying, you keep looking again, let me look again, let me look again, let me look again, and every time you get a hit of, yes, I can trust this, you don't trust it. So let me look again, I'm gonna find something wrong.
Yeah.
That's
No,
all, yeah,
I appreciate it. I mean, I can see some of that.
Yeah.
I can see some of that.
cool.
That's beautiful.
That's why the medicine is like seeing that part that sees from inside out, as everything is part of the divine and is safe and is loving. You know, it's like that's the medicine, where you're looking out at everything and it's has this beneficence kind of, instead of that like critical inward, you know, it's making small, making belittling is what I'm hearing. So we want the medicine too. We want to find that the breath of the newness of your I am, that your purpose is, and who you came here to be, and what you want to create and co-create as co-creators. And know you have that power and strength. And the more you trust, the more it starts revealing. So it's kind of like that's the gold, that's the treasure that we are. And that's what we want you to find. What kind of treasure are you?
Beautiful.
Good, I think we're complete. Do we feel complete?
Yeah, I feel
Yes.
relief.
Blessings on your completeness.
So, so it's just one big eye of that angel.
Oh, that's surfing.
Yeah. Orpheum?
What's it called?
Oh, Orpheum.
Orpheum.
Orpheus.
It's like this, actually. It's like the wings with the eyes.
Orpheum?
Wow.
It's Orpheum?
Yeah.
Wait, there's the card that I
And
just
the other
had.
one, look, that kind of reminds
That
me of
looks
your
like
drawing.
my soul collage card.
But isn't the one right before it the same card I got?